this is Mark Vandermark, one of our service technicians at Playground Music Center. We're going to basically do a brief brass wind general maintenance guide. So take it away, Mark.
All right, thank you, Scott. Okay, today we're just going to talk about cleaning a brass instrument, general maintenance, no repairs, something that works but might be sticking or dragging. And you can also assess any issues it might have other than that would make it go to the shop. But for now, we're just going to take one apart and show you how to clean it. So the first thing we have to do is talk about some tools that you might need. And this stuff is very simple. Everything that you will need, you can get at the local hardware store. So you're going to want some sort of hard hammer, gavel, not metal. This is a Delrin. Could be a plastic hammer. This is leather, wound very tight, hard but non-marring. You're going to need some cleaning rods, which can be purchased at any music store. I don't think you can get these at the hardware store, but this is just a flute rod, cleaning rod, which I bent and put it in a drumstick so I can get it to the side. You're going to need a screwdriver. You're going to need something that's probably available to every band director, is some drumsticks. Broken drumsticks, we use them for all kinds of things, and they're very handy and malleable to suit our purposes. So that you would need. Some oils. You want to get good quality oils and grease. Do not skimp on the quality of the oils and the greases that you're using. They're fine machine oils. You can use sewing machine oil if you like, if you can't get anything else. And also a slide grease. I make my own up out of some lanolin, and I thin it out with some different oils here. There's different types of oils I use. Thicker key oils, although that's not what's in this bottle. Rotor oils. We use penetrating oils to loosen up rods and things when they're stuck. So that we have going on. A junky screwdriver, little one. All this stuff is cheap. You can get it at the hardware store, or you might have it around. Some needle springs that we've sunk into a piece of brass. This is just one we put into a piece of wood, but they're good for getting things out of tight places.
Old water corks, stuff like that.
That's right, that's all it is, yep. Okay, one thing that does come from the musical instrument companies, specifically is repairs you might want to purchase. There are not too many of them that you have to have, but there's a couple you need. And they would be, we call these swedging pliers. They're very simple, and you'll see in a second what we use them for, but we use them constantly. And I've taken a couple off one of the helpers' benches so I can show you there's different types. And you notice this circle is a little bit bigger on one, smaller on the other. That's just for grabbing round things. Solid round things, not tubular round things. And it helps turn things that are tight. It gives us extra grips. This is just a regular slip joint pair of pliers that we have ground down to make thinner so it reaches into tight spots. Don't use these very often. Be very careful with these. They are marring. These are non-marring. These will mar tubes. Do not use them haphazardly. So the other things you will need are, you're going to go to the store, a hardware store, and you're going to need some 3M Scotch-Brite scouring pads. Food grade. There's the part number, 9633. 3M is the company. Here's another one. This is a little finer. 3M 2000. Food grade abrasive, and here's what it looks like, just like this. Scotch-Brite, everybody knows what this is. They scrub their pans, pots and pans with it. We just buy it in bulk, costs about $1 a sheet. That's it. And we cut it into any shape that we want for our purposes. And we use a lot of it. It's very good, and in time it smooths out. You can get the 2000 is finer. This is just fine. It's food grade, and it's very good for what we do for cleaning. Let me set that there. So, you're going to need some cleaned rags, very clean rags, and you could use paper towels as well. Screwdriver, oils. Okay, let's take one apart. So what we have here is the trumpet just probably needs just cleaning. And we're going to pull on this thing here, see if it's stuck. Yes, it does. It's definitely a little corroded here. So, we're going to take it apart. This was not too bad. There's corrosion, but it's not so bad that it's stuck. If it was stuck, and I think this one is stuck, yes, you want to take your drumstick, kind of find a spot that works, this hammer here, up against your belly, whatever, tap like that, and it will come out. If you have to hit this too hard it's not coming out easily, don't dent the materials, just take it to the shop. This is a general clean. This is one you can get apart. If you can't get it apart easily, you might want to take some penetrating oil, put on those spots, let that penetrating oil get down inside of there, try it again a little later. If it works, fine. If it doesn't, then it does have to go to the shop. I'm going to take the valves out, like here. You turn this counterclockwise, there. And that was pretty tight there, it doesn't want to come off, so I'll show you a little trick. Take your hammer, very carefully wrap like that, and that will come loose. As you can see the corrosion on the valves. That's just regular use from the enzymes and all the stuff we blow down a horn, Coca-Cola, whatever. Okay. Take the bottom of the, oh, they're stuck good. So let's see, a little bit bigger hammer. Make sure you don't hit the valve casings, very important. Just graze this. There you go. And it just shocks the metal. Don't hit the casing though. You'll be bringing it to the shop. And you can see there's some stuff down in the bottom. There's not very pleasant, but this one isn't too bad. Ooh, that'll need a little bit more. You hit it on this side. Just a quick wrap. Do not do that with a metal hammer. Only the rawhide or the plastic hammer. So now it's apart. You want to go further with it. This is where these come in handy. You want to hold this like this and take this off. You want to make sure you have a good solid work surface that's clean, ready to do the task at hand and only that task. There's another one. Sometimes you can get them to come apart like that, but I like to use the tool because it's easier on your hands. Now if you get one that won't come off, you just take this, go this way, and power it off like that. I'm going to pull these, pull these felts. Okay, now we're going to show you what the Scotch-Brite is for. And I'm always cleaning these off, get the old grease off. We use several different cleaners. The simplest one here is Simple Green. I just put it in an old trombone slide mister. That's all it is, but it's not trombone slide, it's Simple Green. And you could just take this, it's a very good degreaser. If you wanted to do, you could put it in a container and soak the part, but then you have to rinse the whole thing. It's all biodegradable, water soluble. You get all the grease off. Here's where the drumsticks come in. We've taken a couple of them. That's my favorite one, I think. No. Oh, here it is. You've taken any table in the bench, drilled a hole. You could drill a hole in any piece of wood. These are screwed on. But I could have done it here, but I'd like it here. It's tapered. Put that in there like that. It's going nowhere. You don't need a vise. You don't have to have a vise. We have lots of them around. You don't have to have a vise. This is one way to take the material off. This is the Scotch-Brite cut into a little thing, and we're just going to strop this. And you can see the difference, how quickly you can clean that. There's the back side, there's the front side. And we just turn it. This will scratch the lacquer. So you want to be careful not to scratch the lacquer. It will take the lacquer right off the horn. It's pretty abrasive in that way. Now I'm going to show you another way. Well, we'll do it on another one here, but there you go. Very simple. Don't pull too hard. Just you can hear it. It's not sanding. It's scratching is what it's doing. It's not sanding. It's scratching it. But they're micro scratches. Okay, just like that, and there you go. Immediately you want to take some Windex. This is Windex, regular kind like you buy in the store. I just put it in these little spray bottles. This is so you don't have to do it all on a fold-out table like that. You will check the water key. That one's good, but if it wasn't, you would take the old screwdriver, pry it out. Some of them are glued in, some are not. This one was glued in. Get that out of there. This applies to any water key cork, whether it's on a trombone, or trumpet, baritone, euphonium, does not matter. At that point, you go to a selection of water key corks you have. There's synthetic, and then there's regular cork. And you literally just pop it back in there. I don't like to glue them in. I like to make them a little oversized so they fit real tight. But it doesn't really matter. If it's loose, you have to glue it in. I want to level it out. I like it when it goes over the water key a little bit like that. You want to air test it. That's it. Another way to clean a slide. Go to the hardware store and you buy wicking. Any hardware store or old-time hardware store will have wicking. But this will last a lifetime. It's very inexpensive. And I get some Brasso. Just a little bottle of Brasso. I get a jar. And I put a little bit of Brasso, not very much, inside with some cut pieces of the wicking. It soaks it up. A little moisture. You don't need very much. Wet with it. Same thing. This will give you a... Oh, I didn't wipe it down. I'll take the grease off. There we go. Same effect as the Scotch-Brite. But you notice, I believe it's a little smoother. It's a little bit smoother. This does smell a little bit. It's not biodegradable. More like the stuff your dad works on in the garage, but it's very effective. A little smoother. If you feel that it's not strong enough to get the corrosion off, then you go back to the Scotch-Brite. Turn this around. This is tapered. I want to put this in here like that. Just a little bit better. It's not rocket science. Flip-flop Friday, eh? There we go. So you do this to all the slide tubes. You don't have to do them all here. You get the idea. But you do have to get all this off. Every time you work on a slide, you want to make sure you cleaned it off with the Windex after you've done everything else. Do not leave the simple green on the slide. Don't leave the Windex on the slide. Wipe it off when you're done. See the dirt? Yeah. Not too much, but you got to get it all off. Now, this is one I did by hand. This is one I did on the buffing machine. Not very much different, but you can tell a little difference. Just not quite as aggressive. The buffing machine, we use it when we have to get a little more aggressive for this material. There's corrosion on there, but this is very effective for hand work. It will do the job. Then you want to take your clean rag, cleaning rod. You want to keep the whole rag in your hand. Don't take a little piece and put it in there, but no, whole thing has to be this way. You want to wrap it tight and never let go of this end. You want to go down through the insides of tubings. We're going on the inside of outer tubings. Wipe them down. See corrosion, not too much corrosion, just dirt. Just stuff that gets in there. You can blow through it. This one isn't too bad. I have a curved one for getting down in here. The thick of this, and I can get into here. Okay. Okay, you can do the valves. You want the cloth to fit snug into the valve casing. There you go, not too tight. This one isn't too bad, but it needs clean. There you go. That's the stuff that was inside the casing. If you do this on a regular basis, these horns will last several lifetimes. Nobody ever does that. Okay, there we go. So we're assuming we've done the whole thing. We can also do the valves. You can take a valve and well, oops, another pinch. Like this. You can wet this. And you could use Simple Green or Windex, it doesn't really matter. And very lightly clean that valve. You want to go in the same direction that the valve's going up and down. Just like that. The Windex or Simple Green acts as a carrying agent. If you've had access to water, a sink, you want to rinse it. You can rinse an instrument just to use lukewarm water. Do not use hot water. It will pull the lacquer off the horn. And you want to have a place that you can have a nice steady place to work. And no interruptions. Again, we'll take a break and see what was. Get that off there. Not bad. Should have a nice matte finish like that. Very smooth. I'm going to make sure I get anything off there that was on there. The 3M products do not leave residue behind. Do not use, I repeat, do not use steel wool. It will cause more problems than you could possibly imagine. And there's the difference between, good right there, just hand cleaning. You can see the corrosion. We got the corrosion off there. This will be great. Now, I'll just do one valve and one slide. We won't waste your time with everything. The same procedure for every slide and every valve, regardless of what instrument we're talking about. Let me put new felts back on here. There you go. Bumper felt. Okay. Top cap. This one happens to have rubber. We don't need it, but if you had to, you could put on a new felt on the top cap. But this is a King, I believe. And they use the rubber stopper there. So, finger button back on. That's number 2, clean the valve. You take the high quality piston oil and place the valve like that. A generous amount of oil. Do not worry about using too much oil. It'll come through the horn. But since you just dried it out by cleaning it, you need to replenish the oil that goes in there. You can feel them a little bit more, but I've got it all over there very good, nice and clean. Okay, there we go. Do not spare the oil. We'll click in place and we'll see we're lined up here. I'll push the piston down a little bit, tighten that up. If you're forcing anything, you're doing it wrong. There's no forcing musical instrument parts to go together. It should go nice and easy, just like that. It's out of alignment, back it out, put it back in. Do not force anything on a musical instrument. If you're forcing the installation of a musical instrument, you're doing it wrong. Now we have this clean. We have some slide grease here. Any good? We use lanolin, mixed with some other things, thin it out a little bit. We like the lanolin that sticks around in the south, where it's very hot. This stuff is sticky, stays on a long time. The only way to get it off is with a degreaser. It will not. This is not water soluble, so it stays on there a very long time. Put this in the slide here. Push that back and forth a little bit. Nice and even. No corrosion. Okay. There you go. Like that. Line it up. Line it back in there. That's it. And you would repeat that process for all the slide tubes You want to check them when they're dry. They're good. If they're good when they're dry, they're going to be great when they're oiled up. This particular slide, I want it to move. I'm going to use it's not grease, it's a thick oil is what it is. It's the Holton. I like the Holton myself. It's Holton slide grease, I believe. I put a little bit on there like that. I use this on the third and the first slide. Something that's more of oil, not so much of a grease, because you want it to slide real easy, just like that. Basically, that's all you need to do, and you would just do it to all the slide tubes. As far as cleaning this one, we do the opposite. We come here, and we hold it. Doesn't really matter how you hold it. You can do just like it's greasy, sticky. Sometimes I use this one here like that. And get in there and do the same thing. Exact same thing. Or I could have used the wicking with the Brasso. Brasso will take the lacquer off a horn if you rub on it like this. So don't rub on the lacquered part. But you see, it cleans it quite well. Not as quite as aggressive as the 3M product, but it does the job. And it's a very inexpensive way to have a lot of this around. It's not very, the parts are not expensive at all. I'll wipe this off. And every time I use either the Brasso or the Scotch-Brite, we clean any of it off with a new towel. Every time. That way we know we can expect it. Yeah. Hardly any dirt. We don't want any dirt. We're trying to get the dirt off there. So that would be the ones on the tube, the ones inside the tube, water key cork, felt, insulation here, and the tools. That's about all you need. The rest of this is just a matter of putting that in there, letting it soak. This is the nasty part people don't like to do sometimes. We don't do this. We don't sit around doing this in the shop. We're gonna get in there with the, where's my, there it is. We're gonna get in there, get that out of there. We do an ultrasonic cleaning, which does all this for us. Then we brush it in the sink. Then we put it through a quick chemical flush. All biodegradable materials. And we can get at things a lot quicker and better. But this is how you can do it at the house, in the school. Don't recommend putting the instrument under too much stress. That didn't take very long, did it? That's it. Screw this back on. You might want to put a little grease. Some people will put a little heavy oil right there. Keep her from sticking next time. There you go. And remember, if it doesn't want to go on, this is precision stuff. If it doesn't want to go on just as smoothly as I just did, then you're mismatching the threads from the cap to the casing. If you're forcing it, you're doing it wrong. So stop and think about it. It should just pop right back together if there's no damage. And basically that's how you do it. The same exact process for a baritone, a trumpet, a tuba. It's just bigger pipes, bigger valves, and but the concepts are exactly the same. I'm going to show you how to clean a trombone slide. One that's not damaged, but just needs a regular cleaning. Slide. The things you're going to need, you will need a good steel, I like the steel, not aluminum, trombone cleaning rod. This one has a little knob we put on the end, but some of them have it, some don't. We'll need cheesecloth, very inexpensive. You can get it at the hardware store, like that, okay? First thing you want to do, you take your cheesecloth, open it up like that. We're going to feed it through the eyelet. And just as we talked about with the cleaning the slides and the piston casings on a trumpet, want to wrap this around here like this. And it is imperative that you never let go of the end of this cloth when you're doing this, ever. Because what will happen is, it will do this. And when that's up inside of the tube like that, then you're stuck. And it will be stuck, and you'll be coming to us to unsolder. Holding this, got this snugged out. Down through there. Like that. Always holding the end of this cloth. All the way down. Back up. That wasn't too bad, but there was some stuff down there. Do the second one. The more you do this, the less problems you will have in your musical instruments. Okay. Tighter. There, get it nice and tight. Again, going through there. And I've got my hand on this cloth. Very important. Pull. You want a nice tight fit. That way you know you're cleaning the tubes on the inside. Then you want to take some of this Scotch-Brite cloth again. I don't know if you can see that, but there's residue. That's just old, what do they call it? The slide grease. You want to get that off there. This is not going to take it off right off the bat. It's not going to. It's on there for a while. This is where the Scotch-Brite comes in. This works very well here. It's damp a little bit. I'm going to dampen it with some Windex. You could use Simple Green, either one. If you're going to use the Simple Green, you have to finish with the Windex. The Simple Green will stay on the horn, and you want to get it off there. That's it. Nice and clean that way. Yeah, see, that's not fun. A new cloth every time. There, now we know we're clean. We'll check the slide alignment, if it's not too bad off. If it's bent a lot, then you have to go to the shop. But I'm just making sure that these are in parallel here. Put this down here. Slide lock the slide lock. Like this. I'm going to check one at each at a time. Like this. Oh, there it is. Nice and clean. This is dry with no lubricant. It feels good like this with no lubricant. It's going to be great when you add the lubricant. I've tried each one individually. That way I know if I find a problem later, I'll know which one it is. But this is very good. Now we'll put it together. Be careful not to mar the tubings on the ends. They're kind of sharp. If you put little dents in here, it will definitely affect the way the slide functions. Don't come into the side. I want to go straight down like that. There it is. And there, this is dry. There's no lubricant on there. Look at that. Once you add the lubricant, it'll be like grease lightning. All right, there you go.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching our brass instrument maintenance guide. If you have any other questions or concerns or need some help with anything, please reach out to us. Contact@playgroundmusiccenter.com. Have a great day.